Broadcasting live from Beco Studios, you are listening to Blacken It Up with Team Blackness, right here on blackitup.com.
What's going on, people? We are back. This is Blacking It Up. I'm your host, Elon James White. With me, as per usual, is Team Blackness, busting it all the way in from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Although she was just broken on the radio show, I think she's okay now, and we're going to try to make this magic. We have political strategist, Joy Williams. Ma'am.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone.
How are you doing?
I'm doing much better.
You're much better now, you know? Okay, because Joy felt like a grandma because she didn't know who Lupe Fiasco was.
Well, you guys are always making me feel. I mean, well,
I thought always. What always? I do nothing besides say Mama Williams. I'm happy to be. You're cooking me and Aaron like dinner on I think Friday. Or something.
Oh yeah, we gotta change that to Sunday. But yes.
That's Grandma. That's not okay, Grandma. You told. Never
you
mind.
will eat when I cook.
I will eat when you cook. That's right. It's not even like it's a question. Like I wouldn't eat when you decide to cook. Also with us in studio, we have Premier Straight Man, Captain, Lieutenant, General. On occasion, he might in fact be a doctor. We have Aaron Rand Freeman, sir.
I'm happy to be here.
Excellent.
Can't wait till Sunday.
I feel like you're just trying to make us go to church. I feel like that's what's happening. I feel like you're like, oh, it's gonna be Sunday. Oh, and you know what? You should just come with us to the Sunday morning service. Is that it?
Not
you
this
can
Sunday.
tell me that's it. Oh,
not this Sunday.
Okay, good. All right.
But I do, on occasion, invite people to say, "Oh, come to church with me," and then I'll cook afterwards.
That's a good move. That won't work on me.
All right.
Can you wear a hoodie to church?
Yeah.
Then yeah, it'll work.
Well, it depends on the church. Like, there are the churches that come as you are churches, and then there are the churches that say that you should respect the house of God, and that you should wear something more appropriate, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm assuming what type of church you go to? The come as you are church.
Yeah, we're a mix. You know, I grew up like the church that I go to is like my family church, so it's like actually going to family reunion every Sunday.
Okay.
But so we grew up with the skirt below your. We grew up with all of that restriction, but as my uncle has gotten older and more sort of accepting, things have kind of leveled out, and so no one is gonna like look at you funny if you come in with a hoodie or something like that, or that doesn't happen anymore.
I look at you funny.
If you came into church with a hoodie, you'd look at someone funny?
I might. Actually, no. It depends. If you just came off the street, fine. But if you've been coming to church for like the past year,
maybe you don't have any other clothes.
Borrow a tie. Dude, so I feel like you. I know too many poor people that came to church in a shirt and tie. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I grew up all rich and middle class. I was mad poor, and I still wore a shirt and tie to church.
Why do you have to wear a shirt and tie to church?
It's just appropriate.
It's supposed to be like a respect thing, like you're respecting the house of God, and if you believe that this is the place where God meets you on Sunday, you should come presentable.
And please note, I have no urge to go to church. I'm not religious at the moment now, but it's still that weird like button that's been installed in me from back in the day when I was in church. I'm still like. You probably should throw on a shirt and tie. Like right now, if my mom sometimes guilts me into going to church, and she'll go, "Well, baby, it's my Mother's Day present. Just come to church." And if I do that, huh?
That's nice.
It's not nice. It's terrible because it's really.
I'd rather buy you something for Mother's Day.
I'd rather buy her something.
It's a little manipulative.
She's proud of you.
She wants me to go to church. That's not.
She is trying to save your soul.
Yes, but. I don't think
she brought you into the world, and she's trying to make sure that when you go out, you have a nice
Grandma
place to go.
Latavia, leave me alone.
I'm just saying.
We do this Monday through Thursday. You should remember to vote for us in the Black White Blog Awards, which I only remember when we're on camera for some reason. I never remember on the radio show, which is the podcast show, which is what was nominated. This is just a part of it, but that's what was nominated. Blacking It Up podcast. Remember, vote, get in there. And next week on June 15th, we'll be Blacking It Up live. Blacking It Up live for the 100th episode. Even I don't think the 100th episode falls directly on it. I've been doing the math, and I think I did it slightly wrong. I think it'll be episode like 97 or 98.
So we have to do like mini episodes to make sure.
I considered doing that, but that's just cheating. I mean, if we do bonus episodes, that's fine. But I would argue that Blacking It Up TV should count towards that because these are completely different episodes from the other things. So we are above our 100th episode mark, but I just feel bad about it. So,
but
please.
You should come. You should bus it. You should train it. You should fly it. I'll have poppin' lip gloss. My lip gloss will be poppin'.
That is rude to sell that. That's almost as bad as you selling ad space on your shirt.
People wear shirts all the time and freely advertise. I'm not saying it's gonna be cut and wet. I'm saying it's just gonna be a t-shirt. Fix your face, Elon. I was saying that is a t-shirt.
We do this Monday through Thursday. I realize that is my segue out of everything. Like, we do this Monday through Thursday. It's like a safety net. Like, if anything I don't want to deal with anymore, I'm like, how do we get out of this? How do we get out of this? We do this Monday through Thursday, and that's what I'm sticking with.
By a cop and you don't have an ID. It's like, sir, where's your registration? You don't have it.
We do this Monday through Thursday, officer.
All right, sir, step out of the car.
Maybe he would be confused. He's like, I don't even know. All right, maybe that's a code word, and I'd get away with it. You don't know. You don't know. We do this Monday through Thursday. Remember that. Always remember that.
Vote for us.
Yes, we are, and vote for us. And now we're gonna hit our docket hard, son. It is not even a game how this docket is about to be hit. Okay, here we go. First of all, we were talking about this on Beaker Radio, and I feel like I want to show the clip because we were talking about Lupe Fiasco and what he said, and maybe people didn't on the show. We pointed out that he said something about Obama being a terrorist, or the biggest terrorist in America, and I know you might think, Elon, maybe you blew that out of proportion. Maybe that's not what he said. Maybe you read the quote wrong, and that's a really, really reasonable thing for you to think, unless.
Terrorism. To me, the biggest terrorist is Obama in the United States of America.
That's not blowing anything out of proportion. Yeah, just because he said it really calmly. Maybe he thought no one would notice it if he said it really calmly, you know? Just like, you know, I just think he's just the biggest terrorist in the United States of America. And he just thought it was cool that we were just going to, no one would see that, and then we'd just go, aha. Aha, that's really smart, Mr. Fiasco. Your non-voting ass. That you want to get out there and say that Obama's the biggest terror. Like, here's the thing, and because we were saying on the show, and I wanted this clear. We're not saying that Obama should not be critiqued. Is anyone in this room saying that?
Nope.
I'm more concerned about his shades than anything.
Oh no, Aaron's. By the way, Aaron, your screenshot. I was wondering why you just kept staring downwards. Your camera froze.
Of course.
We'll bring you back in a second. We're gonna actually close the segment and then bring it back up, and it'll be magic. You'll see how that works. But yes, no one has an issue with anyone critiquing him. It's that type. Just like, how is that helpful? I just want to know. I just want to know what you think. How do you think that works? That Obama's the biggest terrorist in America.
Maybe
really?
He thought it would get him more attention to sell an album.
Yeah. Do you really? But if that's the case, it's so irresponsible. Like, I can't. It's even more irresponsible. It's bad enough if he actually just kind of like is giving his half-assed, half-understood opinions. But if he was trying to use it to sell, it's worse. It's absolutely worse. All right, let's see if we can hit our docket. All right, there's a couple of things that might be a little bit interesting that we want to cover. One thing that you might want to cover, I didn't know this because I haven't really been following the whole, I guess, Eddie Long thing. I know Eddie Long, he settled out of court, correct?
Yes.
Is that way? He settled out of court. Apparently he was supposed to, he was going to prove his innocence, but he decided to settle out of court. And people have been leaving his church and everything. But apparently, some people are not amused by that. Some people don't think he should have left the church. And when I say some people, I'm referring to Creflo Dollar, another megachurch pastor, and a blog decided to actually put this sermon up to show what they were saying. So let's see if I can actually play this clip for you, so you know exactly what he was saying, because it's a little bit magical.
Weird. I don't know what it is with the church. When you have a wreck, you expect for God to forgive you and everybody else. Don't let the preacher have a wreck now. Then you become self-righteous and you become judgmental. And you're going to leave the preacher for his wreck when you done have more wrecks. That preacher still anointed to do what he was called to do. He just had a wreck. The blood will take care of his issue just like it'll take care of yours. And I just can't believe that people would leave their preacher because he had a wreck.
So he's comparing. He's comparing damaging young boys to a wreck.
Well, no. What he's trying to do here, the cute thing here, he's like, listen, everybody makes mistakes. You know how it is. Sometimes people go through some stuff, but they get better. You know how you went, and you probably might have flirted with that girl that one time, right? And you didn't say it, but you didn't mean to do it. You didn't mean to hurt your wife or anything like that. It was a mistake. You prayed to Jesus, and he forgave you. So why can't your Here's why. Actually, there's a couple of reasons why. One, if you're in a position of leadership, much like any position of leadership, once you show yourself to be tremendously flawed in a certain way, you're not the same person. You're not the leader everyone signed up for, and so that's not.
No, this is what I think. I don't think Creflo should have commented on this at all. I don't think it's something that he should have talked about to his congregation unless he was, and especially not in this way. Right. Now, my pastor, my uncle talked about it, but he didn't talk about it in this manner. What he talked about it as was when you're in a position of leadership, how your appearance has to be above reproach. That's how my uncle talked about it. He didn't say, oh, you need to go back to the church. He didn't do any of that, right? What he said was, when you are a leader and you're a pastor in church, you need to hold yourself beyond reproach, because you are representing the people, and it damages your credibility to your flock to be able to lead them accordingly.
And
right?
that's a reasonable
thing. He didn't say, oh, he's guilty. He didn't say, oh, he didn't say any of that, right? Mm-hmm. So I have a problem, number one, with Creflo even commenting and sort of trying to support him in that aspect. Second problem I have is when he's saying, oh, you had more wrecks than the preacher does. We don't know that. We don't know that. And this is what I have a problem with, and I'm spoiled. I come from, my pastor has always, preached to us that your relationship with God is between you and God. He does not position himself to be the in-between. He says, I'm showing you an example of how you should live, and I try to live my life and lead you as a pastor to make sure that happens. However, if I fall, you still need to have a relationship with God opposite of me. So I'm a little spoiled in that aspect, right? It's just
ridiculous that Creflo just, like you say, he jumped in and he's actually trying to shame people
for being
uncomfortable from being at dude's church, who apparently was doing all sorts of craziness. That's not. How do you shame people?
Why would he even comment on that? Why would he even feel the need to say that? Is ridiculous. And I wouldn't shame if people want to stay. I think that's, I haven't been on Twitter. There are a lot of people on Twitter saying, I don't understand why people are staying and things like that. I don't know the details of workings of a mega church, so I don't understand. If people want to stay and that's how they want to continue to worship, I don't critique anybody for that, as well as I don't critique anybody for leaving. But I think people need to make the individual decision on whether or not I can stay here and still be led by this person or not. And definitely, when I sent this video to Elon, Sherry Shepherd makes an important comment about how she would deal with it being in that church.
And by the way, it's really disturbing when Sherry Shepherd is the one making sense.
Sherry, you like a little percolator over there. You've been percolating on this. What's going on, girl?
Well, I just wanted to update people. There was something in the news with Bishop Eddie Long from New Birth Church in Atlanta. He was accused by 4 boys of molesting them.
Right.
And he said he was going to fight like David fought Goliath.
Right.
He was going to be vindicated. Mm-hmm. He settled out of court with these
boys.
Whoopi
going,
And now I have a problem with that because I'm a single mom. I'm a Christian. As a Christian mother, we take our sons to these churches for men who say that they want to raise up young boys as godly men. If you settled out of court, if you are a man of faith, why would you settle out of court? If you have God and you have innocence, those are the most two powerful things you have. David fought Goliath and he won with God. So you know what that tells me? That tells me there was something inappropriate going on because you settled out of court.
I'm not sure I quite agree with Miss Shepard there. I understand the point.
Yeah.
I understand what she's saying. But just because he settled out of court, I mean, it is a little bit fishy. I will fully admit that. But that doesn't quite mean, just because you have God and faith doesn't mean you'll be delivered. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people right now in prison that had God and faith. You know what I mean? They had that God and they had that faith,
they shouldn't have had that handgun though.
But exactly. I think what her point is, what she's saying is that he put himself. He said, "I'm going to be vindicated. I'm going to fight this because this is not the truth." He said that. He put that out in the beginning. He came out of his church that next Sunday, and everybody. He did that. He said that.
Right.
And so even though settling out of court doesn't admit guilt in the eye. I mean, you know, people settle out of court for a whole different reasons. It could, you know, it could have been that it was going to be too expensive to go through that. It could have been that other things would have came out that would have damaged. It's a whole nother reason why that. But I understand Sherry's point in that if I am a parishioner in this church who has young boys that I brought to this church so that you can train them as you said you are, I now have concerns about my boys staying here. And so I need, and because of your actions, both of this appearance of, you know, you having these improper relationships and you settling out of court after you know, told us about your innocence and said you were going to fight it tooth and nail.
Right.
I can't stay here.
Right.
When you also kind of want to keep yourself out of the court of public opinion for as quickly as possible. You don't want to hang around, even if you are innocent. You don't want. I can see where you don't want to wait around to be innocent in a situation like this.
Yeah.
You don't want to wait around because you don't want this to linger. You want it to go. You want it to go away, so it will go away faster. Even if you are innocent.
I would actually argue in this situation, under certain circumstances, yes. If you were Michael Jackson, perhaps you just want this to stop. But if you're a preacher and your entire world is based on something,
morality,
perhaps you want to. I feel like I understand both sides fairly well. Like I get it, but like on one hand, like I don't agree with Sherry in that extent because, like I said, I know there's probably a lot of people on death row who thought they had Jesus. And the world it didn't work out that way for them. Like I'm not someone, I just don't buy the idea that as long as you have the Lord, everything it works out perfect. I believe things, even if you believe, and I'm not against your belief, but that doesn't mean it's going to go right. But yeah.
He was the leader of a big church, big mega church. Yeah, that's a little different. I think it works more like being, say, a performer. You want the faster it's blown over, the faster people forget about it. It's not regular.
I would even argue politics too. Yeah. Politics, you want things to end quickly. Yeah. If you can make something stop, you want it to stop.
Yeah, this is not a regular. If it was a church on the corner, I could see where no matter what, you're going to have a tough time for a long time. But this, I think he just wants to get it out of his face. So.
Yeah. I find this interesting. I haven't really actually talked about this that much, but I find it funny, like that Creflo would decide that he was gonna jump in on this. Like Creflo dollar, really?
That just irked me a little bit that you would criticize the parishioners as opposed to, and I wouldn't even say I would want him to come out and criticize Bishop Long either.
Right.
I just think
well, if he thought he was wrong, I would say it's his duty to criticize Bishop Long in this position, in this particular situation. He should.
Like I used the example of my uncle, who we're not a mega church at all, but he used it as an example on saying if you're going to be in a leadership position, and especially if you're going to be in a leadership position in terms of church, then you need to even the appearance of those things.
And in all honesty, that like what your uncle was saying, that qualifies, and that's another reason why I'm so annoyed with Wiener. about all this
Right.
stuff because he was in this position, the rising star in the Democratic Party, the outspoken, saying all the things that everyone wanted to say, but sometimes thought it was impolite to say. He was taking the licks and he was going in there to do it, and then he fucked up. And so, same thing with that.
You have to remove even the appearance.
Right. All right. Next up, this was tweeted at the Team Blackness United hashtag TB United and at the Black It Up account. I've never heard of this person. This person was not on my radar, but apparently there's a dude. I believe his name is Malatov. I forget his last name. He refers to himself as Malatov something or other. And he puts up these videos, actually fairly high quality videos about, I guess, things that he's conservative. He's very pro Tea Party, and he has been saying these things. And so, before I show you the thing that he's working on, let me just give you an example of Mr. Malatov. He was, what is this? This was about when Uganda, I believe we even talked about this on the show, when Uganda was about to pass that crazy, whatchamacallit?
Gay death penalty.
The gay death penalty thing. So this is what he put out around that time. Let's see here.
Uganda is poised to pass legislation that would make homosexuality a capital offense. And after a week of merciless taunting from some lesbian chick at MSNBC, Pastor Rick Warren has vigorously condemned the Ugandans for even thinking such a thing and has even called their bill un-Christian. That's an interesting accusation, especially when you consider that the Bible is where Ugandans got the idea in the first place. According to the Bible, God created the death penalty, not man. And it was God who determined what crimes deserved it. That's also why our founding fathers also made homosexuality a capital offense.
What? Is he like he's the conservative Elon?
No, conservative Elon is Bizarro, that Bizarro dude. I forget his name.
Nacho. Something.
Yeah, something macho something. I don't know
Macho sauce.
Yeah, that's a different guy. But this guy, this is kind of his logic, and he continues on. Like he continues on for a bit. I don't want to just kind of completely just give him a lot of shout outs, but he starts talking about how Ugandans were persecuted by a gay leader, and so they had and then he martyred the Christians that wouldn't let him do them and stuff like that. So he goes into this whole thing. Yeah. And so hold on, wait. I'll play this part. Hold on here.
So, this clash is nothing new to Ugandans. It's part of their culture. But liberals don't care about their culture. Liberals don't care about Uganda's history. Liberals only talk multiculturalism when it suits their agenda. Politically speaking, Uganda is a sovereign, democratic nation that is free to make its own laws. They don't want to kill the homosexuals, they just want them to stop practicing homosexual acts. Now, if Uganda wanted to close down the border and hunt down all the homosexuals and kill them, that would be terrible. But that's not the case. If gay Ugandans don't like the law, they are more than free to leave. So don't let liberals compare this to Nazi Germany or any other murderous socialist regime for that matter. And don't think our founding fathers wouldn't support this legislation all the way.
That's real.
This is what happens when everybody has an opinion.
That's real. That's a real guy, and he thinks he's intelligent. And by the way, side note, I do not know whether or not the founding fathers were as homophobic as this gentleman is claiming. But if they were, if this is actual fact, this is even more reason why I'm not pro the founding fathers when you keep saying, oh, the founding fathers wanted this, the founding fathers wanted that.
I'm gonna just start using that. I'm gonna go to Citibank tomorrow, and I'm like, the founding fathers want you to give me $250,000 to run my business.
And actually, the Citibank is gonna go, no, they didn't. The founding fathers let you be a slave. That's not gonna float. That's not gonna float anywhere, and I'm happy that it won't float anywhere. Yeah, this guy's real. This is a real dude, and so the reason why I'm even dealing with this dude is because we have to, because apparently he's putting out a movie, and his new movie that he's trying to raising money for, is a futuristic story based in politics of now, where apparently there's going to be a killer Negro group that goes around and kills abortion doctors because of their usage of abortion and controlling the black community.
And guess what the group is called?
I believe I know the group is called, but you may give them the information.
I believe it's called Zulu.
The Zulu 9, yeah. I believe it was called. Yeah. This is I don't know what to do with. I actually want to play part of the trailer, but as you've seen, we've had a couple of hiccups today, so I'm almost nervous to play a clip of the trailer because it might just destroy everything. Apparently, we're not allowed to mock this guy. I think that's the issue right now. We're mocking him a little bit too much, so everything is not working. But yeah.
Can you I have to. Well, the streak is over. I had gone about 60-something shows without being broken or emotional.
Are you officially scarred now?
I think I remember when it was months ago, and I hadn't been since. I've been standing fast, and I'd been man about it. But now, whenever someone whenever someone makes the argument, stop being gay, just stop doing it. That does it.
Oh, no, it's not. He's not saying stop being gay. He's just saying stop your sex.
Stop the sex. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Just stop doing the gay sex thing. It's a law now.
You can be gay, just don't be a practicing gay.
Or just leave your home country.
Just leave.
That's all. Just leave.
You're free to leave.
You are allowed to go.
And then he directed that ridiculous movie that you need to show. Even
if
it locks up,
we might lock up, but I'm gonna attempt to clip over to it. And by the way, the final episode of the final clip of this show will all be together and it'll be neat and wonderful. But we have to show this nonsense. Let's see if I can pull it up, because the guy it's almost as if this can't be real. That's my issue with him, because in my mind I keep going, but it's just not real.
I think people are trying to be more and more outrageous to get attention.
You think? I don't know if this is all attention. I believe that he believes this. If he didn't believe it, it wouldn't be as bad. But he believes it.
I think people are being
something.
I think people are being outrageous for a reason, because they see people. You can get on TV, you can make money, and sort of all those things. And the more outrageous I can be, the more people will talk about me. No. I may get on Fox News, and then I'll become rich. Let's
see if I can flip over to it. Okay, cool. We actually got to the trailer. This is the trailer for the project. I'm not gonna play the part of him begging for money and all that. I'm going to try to skip past that. But
it is a fascinating film. There's definitely no other film.
It's called Gates from Hell.
Probably don't have communities.
Oh, yeah, behind this whole thing.
Okay. If people want to see the trailer.
Let's see the trailer.
I hate that guy.
This is going to be magic. This is going to be magic.
I really hate that person.
People think it's crazy for me to walk into a restaurant, blow a guy away, 12 gauge, fresh that rounds, rip him apart. But they don't think it's crazy that 5 minutes prior to me getting there to finish him, he was ripping babies apart. I think people need to understand that what I do is what's needed.
An African-American male was seen exiting the parking lot in a black van.
What are you wrong? Wasn't an abortionist? What's your friends? Once abortionist, but they got killed with a hand grenade.
I will never perform another abortion.
You have waged war on our children. And now, this war has two sides.
Planned Parenthood ravenously consumes fertility strong.
Why can't I find an abortion clinic in your neighborhood, but they're all over mine?
They wanted to make everyone aware of black genocide. They were targeting the clinics, and they wanted everyone to know.
The drug
brought us here to this country, you made us slaves, you treated us like dirt, and then you want to take and kill us off because you don't know what to do with it. You created this. I don't even know why we're making this video. Simply put, abortionists, I'm going to kill you.
So...
And by the way, this is described. This is described. Let's see if I can give you the definition of this of the movie. Hold on. It's described as a black power abortion terrorism prophetic fiction. 3 years in the making. Gates of Hell is a documentary from the year 2016 that chronicles the crimes of a band of domestic terrorists known as Zulu 9. Finnish filmmaker Ani Juva travels to the United States to better understand the mysterious black power assassins, the bizarre eugenics conspiracy theory that drove them to commit extreme acts of violence. So they're making up a movie about black people doing some crazy black shit years from now, 5 years from now. So the documentary is from the future. From the future.
It's just impossible to approach from any angle. It's just so high. You can't, so wide and so low.
This guy is magically idiotic, and he's creating work, and he's getting money. That's the thing. He's apparently raising money. He's doing all sorts of things that I don't understand how to even deal with him. Like, apparently someone wanted to call in and make a statement about this. Let's see if we can do this. Blacking it up. Who is this, and where are you calling from?
This is Donovan from New Orleans. How y'all doing?
All right, sir. What do you have to say about all this?
Oh my fucking God! Who the fuck is this dude?
Yeah.
So the dude not only is like painting black people as this, angry militant. Oh, we gonna commit genocide because y'all killing us. They're taking such an angle. They're taking such an angle. This is like completely not correct. So they're making us look. They're making us look like domestic fucking terrorists.
But this is what could happen. It didn't happen yet. This is what could happen. This is what.
This is some bullshit.
If we continue this abortion, if we continue to let Planned Parenthood run amok, eventually the blacks will come together and they will assassinate people.
Exactly. Oh, like we fucking rage full-ass zombies or some shit. This is some bullshit, man.
Yeah,
Holy fuck.
For this to be an issue, you would have to.
Who is this dude?
You would have to sterilize. You would have to during abortions and things like that. You'd have to be sterilizing black people like they did like in Puerto Rico when they had that. Yeah, it's so much. It's so wrong and irresponsible. It's wildly irresponsible, even for a really, really, really ignorant conservative. That's really irresponsible.
It's like going above and beyond the normal bullshit that the Tea Party and the conservatives put out. This is
he's very pro the Tea Party. He's very he goes on to really explain that they're not racist. Like he did a whole video about dealing with liberals if they happen to call you say the Tea Party is racist. He went through this whole thing. And by the way, I'm not even someone who says the Tea Party is racist. I find them wildly ignorant. I don't say the whole Tea Party is racist. Yeah. I believe a lot of them are assholes and ignorant.
Yeah,
not the same.
I don't think that.
But
I don't think they're at Klan meetings and stuff like that. So someone tweeted this at us, and I saw it, and I was like, is this happening? Is this working? Because especially the videos he does apparently for the site, they're fairly high quality videos. It's like someone's out there using a creative might and power and money to create this crazy stuff. And you gotta fight back against it. Like,
I mean,
I feel like we're failing.
1967, if 1967 had high-def cameras and the internet and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and I feel like we have to me, I looked at that and I felt bad that I have not been upping my game. Like, I was like, I need to be like producing more shit. I need to be counteracting this bullshit. I need to be on my This Week in Blackness grind. I need to be like in it because they're fucking on it. They're trying to take their message this way, and we can't allow it to just continue to grow out of control. And exactly. I'm hoping that's why. By the way, and we're just very appreciative of people who, in fact, do donate to This Week in Blackness. And Blacking Up in all of the projects, because like the fact is that apparently the other side is well funded to do some crazy shit right there. They're well funded.
I was going to say the exact same thing. Yo, donate, and not even just the Elon, but just pretty much anything that's worth a little bit of positivity to keep bullshit like this extinct.
Indeed.
Madness.
Yeah. Well,
ridiculousness.
I don't even know
and
how.
It's hard to break me.
I'm
broke.
I'm sorry, sir. We didn't know. I didn't know it was going to hit you like that, but it was shocking enough that I had to make sure we covered it. And thank you for calling.
A chair. I could throw another one too if you want the sound right, but I literally threw a chair.
Wow.
Like in real life.
Yeah.
I'm upset with this dude. I'm upset with life right now because of this dude. And there's people that backs up. There's people that gives him money for this bullshit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's about right. All right.
I'm sorry. Look, mind your butter more than ever before. You know what I'm saying? And y'all have a good. I gotta drink something.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good one.
Yeah. Thank you for calling,
cool.
sir.
Shout out to the chat room.
That's wow. I've never actually seen it packaged that way. Don't murder the babies or the blacks will get angry and kill you. I've never heard that. It's an incredible sentence. That is an incredible sentence he is presenting to all of us. Don't kill the babies or at some point the blacks will get angry and start shooting at you. That is insane. I just would like to ask him, what do you understand? Even if you are a conservative and you think that gay people can just stop having sex because they want to have sex because it's not biological variation or anything like that, that you really think you want to put that whole sentence out there into the Tea Party's conscience and the conservative people that are already off their rocker, led by emotion and so on? That's so.
Please tell me we're not ending on this.
No,
we can't. I just don't. I don't have any. I don't have any words for this. I don't have any light at the. There's
sometimes it's not light. I feel like that's a misconception that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes you have to understand that people have an agenda. Just like they feel like, I love how they talk about the liberal agenda. And the best part about the liberal agenda is that normally the liberal agenda is to probably help someone.
Yeah. We just want to feed the kids.
Right. Exactly like that.
We want people to have a place to sleep.
Right. And their agenda is, I guess this is supposed to be like, well, we're trying to save the babies. So you're going to create propaganda to save and you're not even looking at the perspective of how a woman's right to choose, who like the decision about what is considered, like you're just deciding that you're going to create some crazy shit and keep putting your ideas out there. Like I know you guys are upset about the movie trailer that he's trying to raise money for. He's trying to raise $100,000 for this trailer, by the way. But I was a little bit more horrified by the Uganda thing.
I was horrified.
The Uganda thing was the one I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you really pushing this idea?
I didn't know he had a body of work, actually.
He has a lot of work. I played you, and it's a part of a bigger project. Jackie Mason is a part of, like, there's this big site that, like, had some Jackie Mason videos. This guy is producing this chick who's putting stuff out, and she was comparing hate groups. She was comparing the KKK, who just had protested the West Baptist Ministers Church, who because they were protesting funerals, so they protested them, and they actually were pointing out that oh look, a hate group is trying to do something nice. Next thing you know, the NAACP will be doing something around. I'm like, whoa. Did you just try to compare the KKK to the NAACP?
I can't.
And then she connected Al Sharpton to Reverend Wright to a third person. I forgot who it was. This is all real. This is all real. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that it was gonna hit everyone like this. It was something I saw, and I was just like, we probably should discuss it. But yeah. Yeah. I got nothing. I got nothing that's joyous or happy that can end on that. You know what?
Vote for us on the Black Awards.
I feel weird showing for votes at this point. I feel like that's just one of those things where it's like, understand this is out there, and so when we or other people like especially people that are trying to combat this, especially the creatives and artists, because I feel like there's different levels of this happening out there. The politicians are doing one aspect of it, and the conservatives are understanding that they were failing on the art side, they were failing on the creative side. So they're upping their game, and they're throwing money at it, and they're building full-on sites, and like stuff that, by the way, liberals, we can't get funded. Like we wanted to get like some, especially some liberal creative type stuff together and try to get a donor behind it. It's hard to get funded. It's hard to get. I know people. Like Liz Winstead told me hard to get funded. She created The Daily Show. Hard to get funded these things. Conservatives have money being thrown all over the place. So just in case you didn't know, this is what we're battling. Thanks for watching Blacking It Up. And I hope I have the proper credits. Have a pleasant day.
I hear you running your mouth. I hear you running your mouth.